I'm going to walk you through how you can use our platform as a user. You start on this landing page, and when you scroll down, you can begin your journey. I'm here at the login page now, and I'm going to create an account using my school account. When I create an account, I'm going to land on the first part of the onboarding process where I get to choose my charities. I get to filter between different types of charities, this one being local Santa Cruz charities. I have education, climate action, humanitarian crisis, etc. I can click through these and see what fits my needs. I can choose up to 5 charities, so I'm going to go ahead and pick 4 or 5 that interest me. When I'm done, I'm going to click continue and head on to the next part, where I set donation goals for each charity. For the sake of the demo, I'm going to keep the donation goals relatively small, but I can obviously make them as large as I'd like. When I'm done with that, I get to choose my donation strategy. I can either donate randomly, where all of my donations are randomly distributed, or I can use a priority queue, where I have to satisfy the first goal in order to get to the next. I can drag and drop them to reorder them as I like. When I'm done, we're going to get to the last part of the onboarding process, where we get to link our bank account with Plaid. Because we're using a sandbox, we're going to skip this step for now. Now I'm at my main dashboard, and here I can see all of the charities I've selected. I have a few options where I can edit my goal. I can open the charity page, or I can remove the charity if I like. I can also add a new charity, and this is going to be the same list that we saw in the onboarding page. So I'm going to go ahead and select a new one, add a new goal, and if I like, I can rearrange it using the drag and drop. If I want, I can also go back to random mode, where all of my donations are randomly distributed amongst my charities. Now I'm going to show you how we can simulate a payment using the simulate payment feature we added since we're using Plaid and Sandbox. I have these default amounts, but I can also add my own. When I simulate the payment, this transaction gets created through Plaid, and our webhook catches it and then stores it into our system. Here we see that 90 cents was added to the Ecology Action project. Now I'm going to go back to priority, and I'm going to make this my first priority and simulate another payment for the sake of the demo. This has gotten me close to my goal, and if I do one more, I should have completed the goal. When I complete a goal, I'm going to see the remainder get put in the next charity, and I can also see the completed goal in my completed charities. I can also see all the transactions I make in my profile, and here's my transaction history. I can also go to my user settings where I can see my linked bank accounts, and then also toggle this enable roundup settings if I want to be inactive. If I toggle this off and try to simulate a payment, it will still create the payment in Plaid, but it will tell me that nothing's going to happen. If I see inside of my profile settings, I can see that that transaction was paused. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to enable my roundups again. And I'm going to show you my favorite part, the tax center. This is a complete rundown of everything we've donated by charity and how much. I'm going to go ahead and simulate one more transaction. And we're going to see that now we have 2 completed charities. I can go ahead and view this in my tax center, and if I like, I can export the donations I've made into a PDF summary or a CSV spreadsheet. The PDF summary gives me a complete itemized transaction that I can use to submit in my taxes and get deductibles. That's pretty much it for change. And here we're going to go ahead and sign out.